Hi, I'm Debra Birnbaum with Gold Derby, and I've gathered my fellow pundits so we can debate the Oscar predictions, and we're now going to talk about Best Actress. Clayton, you want to start us off?
The most competitive acting category this year
Absolutely.
by miles.
Absolutely.
So, locks, we're probably going to disagree. I think there are two: Angelina Jolie and Maria, and Mikey Madison and Honora. You can swap the order if you want, but I think those two you take to the bank. Then we feel really good about Carla, Sofia Gascon, and Emilia Perez, which would make history. First transgender actor to be nominated. It's a wonderful performance, something that's very, very well deserved. Then you have, and she feels like a good soft three, and then you kind of just go. and you really, I think you're at like 10 names. You have Demi Moore in The Substance, the best thing she's ever done. Tilda Swinton in The Room Next Door, what I think is the best thing she's ever done. I think she's incredible in that movie. Saoirse Ronan in The Outrun, who has not won an Oscar yet, but she has two performances this year that are in the running, that are going to be difficult to get actors to get behind one or the other. And then you have Marianne Jean-Baptiste in Hard Truths, which I am making my personal quest. I think that's Mike Leigh's best movie in 30 years. I think it's her best performance. And it's criminal that she's not like one or two in the category. Because I think it's, again, about what people see. If they give it a shot.
Are people going to see it?
97 minutes, guys. You should be able to see it. It's so nice, quick, to the point.
Great.
I mean, she's not a likable character, but I think she garners a lot of sympathy. And then there are just others that come with
Pamela Anderson in The Last Showgirl. Here's her problem. She's so good in it. She does it without makeup and everything, but she's playing against her own reputation here. And the Academy has proven with Jennifer Lopez that they won't go there. And with Hustlers, and I talked to one Academy member at the time, and I said, well, Jennifer Lopez is going to get it. She's been nominated for everything. She says, we will never nominate her.
I knew that.
And I think that's so sad and unfortunate because these are very talented.
You said
Pam
they were
Anderson,
snobs, and they are.
Yeah, and Pam Anderson is just a revelation in this movie. She is so good in it. I hope they give her a chance to look at this because it's a great performance.
The slot that will go to the sexy performance is Nicole Kidman.
There you go. I was waiting for that. Yeah.
Yes.
And she's just extraordinary.
And they love her.
But Cynthia Erivo could get in there.
Oh my God, we didn't mention
For
her. She's
Lincoln.
going to get in for
Actually,
sure.
I want to go back to
think?
Nicole Kidman for a second. I'm not convinced that Nicole Kidman makes it. Again, we're talking about sole nominees for their movies. It depends on what you think, Baby Girl. I think, Scott, in your predictions, you think original screenplay, which I think then makes sense. I'm all about, like, make your predictions need to kind of tell me a story, and that would tell me a story.
What else for Marianne for Hard Truths?
I think original screenplay would come in for Hard Truths
Oh,
too.
that
Mike
one
Leigh's
will
got
happen.
Mike Leigh's
He
got.
usually gets
Sometimes.
nominated.
Yeah,
Something
but they don't write the writers, when you vote, they don't really write the screenplay. They improvise the movie.
That's right. And also,
And
this is
that's
an
not- this is an acting.
such
No.
a difficult character to warm up to. That
Yes.
doesn't mean it's not a comment on how good a job or
She's
bad.
wonderful
She's
in it,
wonderful.
but
She's
the
a great
character
actress,
is
but
insufferable.
it's very hard for a lot of people to get through this movie. It's just
I know,
beats you
because
over
it's
the
so
head.
bleak and it's so unrelentingly
And so
bleak.
brilliant.
But the guy that plays her husband, I'm sorry, I can't think of his name, but that last shot of him, I felt so sorry for him for living with her.
That's right. What unpleasant.
That's my reaction.
Think
I wanna
about
go
the
back to the-
pain she's in.
Well,
Yes.
I would just say there are voting blocks within the Academy, right? And I think there's certain types of performances that appeal to a certain voting block. And I believe Nicole Kidman and Demi Moore actually eat from the same voting block. I think they're the same voters voting for them. So I think and that's why I think Cynthia Erivo, who naturally
let's talk
came
about
out,
Cynthia Erivo.
and I think most people, when the reviews have come out, have been all big on Ariana. And I think depending on where you have Ariana, it's hard to not think that they would be a package deal. But also Cynthia, I think, eats from the same group that Carla Sofia Gascon does, because musicals and horror movies come in with their backs against the wall just for genre bias. So I think that's why they face.
I don't
I
see
think-
anything with the two of
Yeah.
them, but I would also say
I-
I think Carla is in as well.
Yes.
If
I
you
think
like
Carla's
Amelia
the
Perez,
first
you like
one.
Amelia
I think
Perez.
she's
the one- she could win.
And
I think she could.
when people realize, which a lot of people don't in the moment,
That it's the man.
it's
Right, that she's
playing
at the beginning from the
Manitas,
start.
I
too.
went through the
There's
credits
guests.
when I saw
Yeah.
this in Cannes. I'm
I
going
knew
like,
that.
who played this guy? They didn't even give him any credit. And I couldn't. I
So
just
that
could
one,
not believe
I
it.
think she's
She's in.
She's a
And
lot.
plus, they have a great featurette showing.
Oh,
the
yeah, she just
transformation.
posted it
So
herself, yeah.
makeup goes with this performance.
Oh, I think so. And here's the other thing. In a fair world, and I actually think, I believe a number of you at least agree with, in a fair world, Fernanda,
Yes,
She's fantastic, yeah.
fantastic.
Oh my God.
I just don't know
Fantastic.
if there's
Again,
enough
I'm
people
still
that have
here.
gotten there,
Fernanda
but she's
Torres,
absolutely
I know that would be the
That would
international
be-
vote.
We
Yes.
need that Sandra Hüller
Yeah.
crowd
Yeah.
to come in.
But I
for
think
our-
you could- I think it
that's
could
a
happen this
Marion
year.
Cotillard 2 days and 1 night
Right.
vote. that
And
comes out
she's
of-
playing opposite her mother.
Her mother,
the
who
star
was nominated in this
of
category.
Central
Right.
Station.
Well, she's not
25
really
years
playing
ago.
opposite her. The mother.
Yeah, the another
basically.
version.
The older version of her.
Spoiler alert.
That
Spoiler.
movie is playing very, very
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
So it's
Oh, it's
not.
so good.
It's just such
It's
a
so
very
good.
competitive category.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
And I think like just looking at that and people that have been around, I don't think it has a strong chance. But June Squibb and Thelma.
Oh, we love her.
Thelma's
We love
such a-
June.
Thelma's
We
I
love
such a-
think
June.
she gets a Golden Globe nomination in
With
comedy
6
or
slots,
musical.
yeah.
She's really sweet. I
She's a
do
dark
know
horse.
she has a movie next year called something. It's another first name
Yeah.
that Sony Classics has that Michael Barr. I'm telling you, she's going to be here next
Yeah.
year. Apparently she's got. It's about a woman, an old woman who lies that she was in the Holocaust and all of that and wasn't. And it sounds like a heavily dramatic role. So if she doesn't get here, she will get in the Golden Globes, I think.
I think
But-
she's a dark horse for SAG too, because again, they go populist. They go with like what makes them feel good, and they also will go outside the box. Think of like Sarah Silverman for I Smile Back. They can do things like that all the time.
Yeah, I think June has a shot
And she'd be
early
the
in
oldest
the
nominee
awards.
ever. Who doesn't
Did
want
she
that?
get the Andrea Riceborough campaign this year?
She's been out there.
They've
Like,
already
she's,
had her invited us
Well,
to
we
her birthday
did
party.
mention-
Kate Winslet. is-
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes,
Yes, I was just going
right.
to say
There you go.
we
Really
did not
should be
mention
getting
Kate.
that
I was
campaign.
at doing a thing with her the other day, and it was wall to wall Academy types. Just like it was the Riseborough crowd too at the Ross House, which is where they do some of these screenings. And oh my God, one of them I'll say it. She won't mind. Like Susie Blakely, who's very influential among a certain group there, was in tears. She said, "Oh my God, the shocker to them was they didn't know this movie.
Well, this is the thing.
They
It's
saw
like
it, and
people
That's the
are, it's not
problem.
getting
It's been
seen.
around.
People
and
haven't
out.
seen it. It's one of the things that got lost because it was in Toronto a year ago.
Right,
Exactly.
So it's
But
missing that
she's
momentum.
phenomenal.
And
Kate
Yes,
is
she's
phenomenal.
so good in it.
but that's
she really is
But we
phenomenal.
are bringing up a lot of movies that are just kind of like one and done in
Right.
the race.
That's
And
the problem.
But that's a
and
problem,
what makes
especially with
it
this
tough.
category.
Zendaya.
This category.
Zendaya.
So we haven't
Zendaya,
talked about
yeah.
challengers
So
at all.
yeah, let
Right.
me.
Can challengers come back?
No.
If Zendaya, it's all about kissing babies, right? If Zendaya would come out, like this was Joaquin Phoenix thing during Joker time. People were like, okay, come out, do a little bit. And he did, and then he won. And Zendaya would do a bit more for challengers, and I think they brought the cast out. I think it could do stuff, including Zendaya. I think it just suffered from a bad release.
She
date.
did. I just was doing something with her on Saturday at Warner Brothers where she did a double feature. It was Zendaya and Zendaya, Dune 2 and Challengers. They're both like 2.5, whatever. This audience sat through all of it and the Q&A right in the middle of this.
I think,
and,
yeah, tacking her on to Dune 2 stuff is like...
This is
Yes.
Dune 2's gotten lost because Timothy's promoting Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
If she's doing anything, is largely going to be challengers.
Yeah.
she's
Dune 2
really
get
good
it.
in Challenge.
She'll get it in
She's
Globes.
really good in Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if that movie didn't come out in April and came out maybe in August, then I think...
Bottom
it
line,
would be
we
a-
That is
way
early
too
stage.
many.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
way
yeah.
too many. And the irony is opposed to the actors where we can barely fill out the slot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting, but
Yes, what a flip for
it's
this year.
unusual
Indeed.
too for the actress race. But there you go.
One last quick name just to throw out there.
Yes.
Not a lot of people have seen this movie yet in the U.S., but it did get, I believe, a European Film Award nomination. Renato Reinsve for Armand.
Yeah.
She's very good.
She's brilliant
Yeah.
in that movie,
She's
but it
brilliant
is
in
a strange.
It's a strange movie.
The movie is annoying as hell.
Well, the scene where she just laughs for like 3
Oh
minutes.
my God! I went to that loving her
yeah,
and wanting
yeah.
to love her,
Yeah.
and I just said, "Stop."
She's one of
But
those.
largely-
she's one of those that like 2 to 3 years. She's
She'll
gonna
get
get
one.
one.
Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
year,
The worst
Presumed
person in the
Innocent.
world.
And
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
stunning. Stunning.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
just
watch
a
this
weird
space.
character and didn't go anywhere
Yep.
for me.
All right, perfect place to wrap. Thank you so much.